The planet Krythan was a hard and cruel world. Its sky was always red, filled with smoke and ash. The ground was broken and dry, and only the strong survived. On this planet, aliens ruled everything. They believed strength was the only law of the universe. Humans were not strong. At least, that was what the aliens believed. Every year, the alien rulers followed an old ritual. They offered a child to the fierce alien dragon that lived inside the Black Mountain. The dragon was ancient, older than their cities, older than their history. Its fire could melt stone. Its roar could shake the sky. The ritual kept the dragon calm, or so they thought. This year, something changed. For the first time, the aliens chose a human child. The boy's name was Eli. He was small, thin, and covered in dust. His clothes were old and torn. Chains were tied around his hands, but they were loose. The aliens did not fear him. Why would they? He was only human. Eli stood at the edge of the Black Mountain, staring at the dark cave ahead. Heat poured out like a living thing. The air burned his skin, but he did not cry. Around him, alien soldiers watched with cold eyes. Some were tall with metal skin. Others had glowing eyes and sharp claws. To them, this was not murder. It was tradition. The dragon will eat him. One alien said calmly. Humans are weak, another replied. This one will not last a minute. Eli heard them. He understood their words, but he said nothing. The alien leader stepped forward. His voice echoed across the rocks. Child of Earth, he said, you are the offering. Walk forward. Eli took a deep breath. His heart was beating fast, but he did not run. Instead, he walked. Step by step, he moved toward the cave. Each step felt heavier than the last. The heat grew stronger. The ground shook slightly, as if something deep inside the mountain was waking up. Inside the cave, something moved. A low growl rolled out, deep and slow. It sounded like thunder trapped underground. The alien smiled. This is the end. One whispered. Eli reached the mouth of the cave. The darkness swallowed the light behind him. Inside, the dragon opened his eyes. They were massive, bright like burning suns. The dragon's body filled the cave. Its scales were black and red, cracked like molten rock. Fire leaked from its mouth with every breath. It had killed thousands over the centuries. It smelled fear, but something was wrong. The fear was missing. Eli stood still. The dragon lowered its head, smoke rising from its nose. One breath from the beast could burn the boy to ash. Still, Eli did not scream. He looked up. The dragon paused. It had never seen this before. The child was shaking, but not with terror. His eyes were wide, but not empty. They were full of something else. Hope. Eli swallowed and spoke, his voice small but clear. I am sorry they hurt you. The words echoed through the cave. The dragon froze. Outside, the aliens waited for the sound of fire. 4 screams. For death. None came. Inside the cave, the dragon felt something strange. The words reached deep into its mind. Long-buried memories stirred. A time before chains. Before pain. Before betrayal. The dragon stepped closer. Its massive claw touched the ground near Eli. One move. One breath. The child would be gone. Eli closed his eyes. Not to hide, but to be brave. I don't know why they do this, he said softly. But I don't hate you. The fire inside the dragon flickered. Its roar never came. Outside, the aliens began to grow uneasy. Why is it taking so long? One asked. Then the ground shook violently. A deep, powerful sound rose from the mountain. Not a roar of hunger, but a roar of awakening. The dragon stepped out of the cave. Eli was standing beside it, alive. The aliens froze in horror. The dragon spread its massive wings and stood between the child and the world. That was the moment everything changed. And no one on Krythan was ready for what would come next. Silence fell over the Black Mountain. The kind of silence that made even strong hearts feel weak. The dragon stood at the cave entrance, its massive body blocking the firelight behind it. Its wings were half open, shadows stretching across the ground like living things. Beside it stood the human child, alive. Eli. The alien soldiers could not move. Their weapons felt heavy in their hands. Their minds refused to accept what their eyes were seeing. This is not possible, one whispered. No human survives a dragon, another said. No one does. The dragon lowered its head slightly, placing one claw in front of Eli like a wall. The message was clear. The child was under its protection. The alien leader stepped forward, forcing his fear down. His voice was sharp, but it trembled. Great dragon, he said, the child is your offering. Take him. The ritual must be complete. The dragon's eyes burned brighter. Slowly, painfully slowly, it turned its head toward the alien leader. When it spoke, the ground vibrated. This is no offering. The aliens gasped. The dragon had not spoken in centuries. Eli looked up, surprised but not afraid. He felt the heat, the power, the danger, but also something else. A strange calm wrapped around him, like invisible arms. The dragon looked down at the boy. Why do you not fear me? The dragon asked. Eli thought for a moment. He was still shaking, but he forced himself to speak. Because you are hurt, he said, and hurt things are not always evil. The dragon froze again. No one had spoken to it like that before. Not a king, not a warrior, not a god, only a human child. Inside the dragon's mind, old memories woke up, images of fire and stars, of voices long gone, of humans standing beside dragons, not as masters, not as prey, but as friends. The aliens felt something change in the air. The dragon slowly moved its head closer to Eli. One sharp tooth was longer than the boy's arm. One breath could end him. Eli did not step back. Instead, he raised his hand. The aliens shouted, "Stop him. He will die." But it was too late. Eli's hand touched the dragon's scale. The heat faded. Not fully, but enough. The dragon felt it clearly now. Warmth. Not fire. Not rage. Something it had not felt in hundreds of years. The dragon pulled his head back sharply, as if shocked. The alien leader fell to one knee. "What are you doing?" he shouted. "That creature is dangerous." The dragon turned its head again, slow, deadly calm. "You," it said, pointing one claw toward the aliens, "are dangerous." The soldiers stepped back. Fear spread through their ranks like a disease. The dragon lowered its body and curled its tail around Eli, not tight, but protective. The boy was now standing inside a living shield. "This child did not come with chains in his heart," the dragon said. "You did." The alien leader's voice cracked. "He is weak. He is human." "Yes," the dragon replied, "and that is why he is strong." The words hit harder than fire. Eli looked around, confused. He did not feel strong. He felt small. But the dragon's voice made him feel seen. The dragon lifted its head and roared, not in anger, but in command. The mountain answered. Cracks spread across the stone. Ancient symbols lit up along the cave walls. The ritual ground began to glow. The aliens backed away in terror. "What have you awakened?" one soldier whispered. The dragon's wings opened fully now, blocking the red sky. "An old promise," the dragon said. It looked down at Eli once more. "You remind us of who we were," it said, "and who we should have protected." Eli swallowed. "I didn't mean to cause trouble," he said quietly. For the first time in living memory, the dragon laughed. A deep, rolling sound like thunder, but warm. "Trouble?" it said. "Child, you have ended it." The alien leader screamed in anger. "Kill him. All of you." Weapons fired. Energy beams filled the air. They never reached the child. The dragon moved faster than anyone believed possible. Its wings snapped shut, and the beams vanished into harmless sparks. The dragon's eyes burned brighter than ever. "No more," it said. The aliens ran. Some dropped their weapons. Some fell to their knees. Some screamed prayers that went unanswered. Eli watched them flee and felt something heavy in his chest. "What happens now?" he asked. The dragon looked toward the stars. "Now," it said, "the universe remembers humanity, and far away, Beyond Crithin, something ancient stirred, something that had been waiting for this moment. The news spread through Crithin like wildfire. The dragon, the creature feared for centuries, had chosen a human child over the alien rulers. Soldiers spoke in whispers. Leaders hid in their chambers. The ground itself felt different, as if something deep inside the planet had awakened. But the biggest change was inside the dragon. It stood tall beside Eli, its wings resting gently behind him. The flames around its body no longer burned with blind rage. They moved calmly now, like controlled rivers of light. For the first time in 1,000 years, the dragon was thinking clearly, and it did not like what it remembered. Eli looked up at the giant creature. "Why did you protect me?" he asked softly. The dragon did not answer at first. Its eyes glowed brighter, then dimmer, as if searching old memories buried under layers of pain. Finally it spoke. "Because you carry something ancient," it said. "Something your species has forgotten, but we have not." Eli blinked. "My species? Humans? We are weak here." The dragon lowered its head, bringing its eyes to his level. "No," it said. "You are not weak. You are the last spark of a forgotten fire." Eli did not understand. "What fire?" The dragon looked toward the red sky. "The fire that once saved my kind." The ground trembled. The cave symbols flickered again. The aliens who had not run away now regretted staying. They watched from behind the rocks, confused and terrified. One whispered, "What if the dragon joins humans? What happens then?" Another replied, "Humans have no power." But deep inside they were afraid. The dragon had never spoken with such clarity, never protected anyone, never shown loyalty. Something ancient was breaking free. The dragon turned back to Eli. "Long ago," it said slowly, "humans were not scattered. They were explorers, builders, dreamers. They traveled the stars with open hands, not weapons." Eli's eyes widened. "Humans traveled space?" "Oh, yes," the dragon said. "They were brave. They were loud. They were full of life. The universe was brighter with them." Eli felt a strange warmth in his chest. "My people? Really?" The dragon nodded. "My ancestors trusted humans above all others. They shared knowledge, fire, and peace. Humans protected dragons, and dragons protected humans." Eli frowned. "Then what happened?" The dragon's eyes darkened. "Betrayal," it said. "War. Lies. The universe changed. Humans were hunted. Worlds fell. And dragons—" It looked down at its claws. "We were tricked, chained, used." Eli understood now. The dragon's anger, its loneliness, its pain. Eli stepped closer. "I'm sorry," he whispered. The dragon tilted its head. "You speak that word often," it said. "Humans tell the truth even when afraid. That's what makes you dangerous." Eli looked confused. "Dangerous?" The dragon nodded. "Yes, you do not give up, even when the universe tries to break you." It moved one wing aside, revealing something carved into the cave wall. The symbols glowed softly. They looked like star circles and human shapes. "These markings were left by your ancestors," the dragon said. "They believed one day a human would remind us who we are." Eli stared at the glowing symbols. "Me," he whispered. "But I'm just a kid." The dragon shook its head. "Power is not in size," it said. "It is in heart." Outside, the sky shook. A massive alarm echoed across the alien city. Towers lit up. War machines activated. The alien leaders were panicking. One shouted, "We must capture the child. The dragon listens to him." Another roared, "If humans rise again, our rule ends." The aliens rushed toward the mountain with weapons that glowed blue. Eli heard them coming. His hands trembled. "They are coming for me," he said. The dragon growled softly. "They cannot touch you." The aliens formed a line at the base of the mountain. "Dragon," the leader shouted, "step aside. The child is ours." The dragon stepped forward. Its wings blocked half the sky. Its voice thundered across the land. "This child belongs to no one." The aliens raised their weapons. Energy beams exploded into the sky. But before the dragon attacked, something strange happened. The cave symbols glowed brighter, brighter than ever before. A column of light shot upward, piercing the clouds. Eli felt a shock through his body. He gasped and fell to his knees. Images flashed before his eyes. Stars, machines, dragons fly beside humans, battles, promises. It all came in one rush. The dragon looked down in alarm. "The memory awakens," it whispered. "The ancient bond is returning." Eli's eyes glowed faintly with golden light. The aliens were terrified now. "What is this? Humans cannot do that. This is impossible." Eli stood up slowly. The light around him faded, but something inside him had changed. He looked at the dragon. "I remember something," Eli said quietly. "What do you remember?" the dragon asked. Eli took a breath. "That humans and dragons were family." The dragon bowed its head. "Yes," it said, "and we will be again." Far above them, in deep space, an old satellite blinked awake for the first time in centuries. A message began to transmit. Human signal detected. And across the stars, something answered. The alien alarms echoed to the burning sky, shaking every tower in the capital. The red lights flashed across the horizon, and soldiers ran through the streets like ants in panic. The reason? A single message. Human signal detected. For centuries, aliens believed humans were broken, scattered, weak, a forgotten species. Harmless. Now, the universe told them otherwise. And all fear pointed toward one small boy standing beside a dragon. The council's panic. Inside the alien council chamber, leaders argued while screens showed Eli's glowing eyes. "He activated an ancient beacon," one shouted. "He carries lost knowledge," another yelled. "He must be captured now." The High Commander slammed his fist on the table. "We cannot let dragons and humans unite again. That alliance destroyed empires." A quiet voice spoke from the shadows. "And it will destroy ours too." The council fell silent. Everyone knew the truth. A dragon choosing a human was not a small event. It was a cosmic warning. Back at the mountain, Eli stood on a rock, breathing hard. The light inside him had faded, but the echoes of memory pulsed in his veins. The dragon watched him closely, its wings folded like armor. "Are you hurt?" the dragon asked. Eli shook his head. "No, but I saw things. Human ships flying beside dragons. Human cities in the sky. A war we lost." The dragon's eyes glowed faintly. "You saw the truth," it said. "The bond you felt is ancient. It is waking." Eli looked at the sky where the beacon had fired upward. "Did I do that?" "You were the spark," the dragon replied. The fire was already waiting. Before Eli could ask more, the sky filled with loud cracks. Alien warships. Dozens. Their engines roared, sending dust swirling around the mountain. The ships hovered above, surrounding the dragon like metal vultures. A voice boomed from the largest vessel. "Dragon of Crithin, surrender the child. Now!" The dragon stepped forward, covering Eli with its wings. No, the aliens wasted no time. Fire! Blue energy beams shot downward, striking the mountain. Explosions erupted around Eli. Stones shattered. Heat surged, but none of the beams touched the boy. The dragon moved faster than light, creating a shield of living fire. The warships trembled. "This is not possible," a pilot whispered. "No dragon has power like that." "They do," the commander said. "When humans stand with them." The first betrayal. A squad of alien soldiers climbed the mountain from behind, hoping to catch Eli alone. They were silent, trained, and deadly. Eli didn't see them, but the dragon did. It swung its tail with a force that cracked the ground. Soldiers flew into the air like leaves in a storm. But one soldier survived long enough to fire a small stun weapon. The bolt hit Eli in the shoulder. The boy fell with a cry. The dragon roared so loudly that clouds ripped apart. Its fire spread across the ridge, melting stone like wax. "You dare harm him?" the dragon thundered. The soldier, shaking, whispered, "We won't let humans rise again. Never." The dragon's eyes flared with fury. "You already failed." It opened its wings and released a shockwave of fire so powerful that the entire mountainside lit up like a second sun. The warships pulled back in fear. Eli's awakening. Eli lay on the ground, breathing hard. The stun bolt burned, but something deeper inside him burned stronger. The memories were returning. Not all, but enough. Dragon, he whispered. The beast lowered its head. I saw more, Eli said. Humans weren't weak. They were leaders. They were protectors. They built things other species couldn't even imagine. The dragon nodded slowly. And there's one more thing, Eli added. His voice was shaking, but not from fear. There was a promise between humans and dragons, a promise to defend each other, a pact that could never be broken. The dragon closed its eyes. Yes, it said softly. And when humans fell, dragons fell with them. Eli touched the dragon scale. Maybe we can rise again. The dragon looked at the sky. Not everyone wants that. The second betrayal. The alien council prepared a final weapon, a massive ship called a breaker, designed to crush entire mountains. We end this today, the commander said. Kill the dragon. Capture the child. No mercy. The breaker rose into the sky, like a dark moon, its cannon charged with white energy. Eli felt the vibration under his feet. What is that? The dragon's body tensed. A weapon made for my kind. Even I may not survive it. Eli stood up, pain forgotten. No, he said. We face it together. The dragon stared at him for a long second. Then it nodded. You truly are human. The warship's cannon glowed brighter, ready to fire. The commander shouted, End them. The mountain shook. Eli grabbed the dragon's claw. The dragon spread its wings. And as the cannon unleashed its deadly beam, something impossible happened. A golden shield wrapped around Eli and the dragon, bursting from the same ancient light inside Eli's chest. The beam hit the shield and split apart like water. The alien screamed in disbelief. The dragon looked down at Eli, stunned. You did this, it whispered. How? Eli breathed hard. I don't know. But deep inside, he felt another memory waking. A word. A title. One humans once carried with pride. Dragonbound. The universe trembled, and far across the stars, something old and powerful whispered back. The bond has returned. The golden shield surrounding Eli and the dragon flickered like living light. The breaker's massive beam broke apart on impact, scattering into harmless sparks that rained across the sky. No one, not the aliens, not the dragon, not even Eli, understood how a child would stop a weapon made to kill giants. But the universe knew, because for the first time in centuries, a dragonbound had awakened. Shock across Crithin. The breaker pulled back, engines shaking with fear. Inside the control room, the alien commander stared at the cracked monitors. That shield shouldn't exist, he whispered. A soldier swallowed hard. The legends, they weren't lies. The commander slammed his fist onto the console. No, humans cannot rise again. If the Dragonbound returns, everything we built collapses. Outside, soldiers froze as they watched Eli rise to his feet inside the fading golden light. He looked small, injured, shaking, but something in his eyes had changed. No fear, no confusion, only purpose. The dragon lowered its head to Eli's level. You awaken an old power, it said, a bond forgotten by the universe. Eli took a breath. I just wanted to live. I didn't try to be anything. The dragon's voice softened. Great things never start as choices. They start as survival. The message spreads across space. Far above Crithin, ancient satellites, dead for thousands of years, flickered to life. Rusty antennas turned. Forgotten signals hummed. A message began spreading like fire through the darkness. Dragon-bound signal detected. On distant worlds, alarms blared. Old computers awakened. Alien empires trembled. And on a small, broken human outpost light years away, a signal burst through an old radio station. A tired human engineer blinked at the screen. What? Human genetic signature? Dragon energy resonance? That's impossible. He shouted across the outpost. Everyone, a human child has awakened the ancient bond. The humans gathered around the screen, silent, hopeful, disbelieving. Does this mean humans still matter? Someone whispered. The engineer's eyes filled with tears. Yes, finally yes. Back on Krythin, the alien last attempt. The alien council watched the cosmic panic unfold on their screens. Every report said the same thing. If the Dragonbound rises again, the Human-Dragon Alliance may return. The High Commander's voice shook with rage. If humans rise, we fall. Send every ship, every weapon. We erase the boy before the universe sees him as a symbol. An advisor hesitated. But killing a Dragonbound, is that even possible? The commander glared at him. We will try. Entire fleets launched toward Black Mountain. The sky turned black with warships. Eli stands his ground. Eli watched the dark sky, filling with ships. He felt fear, but he didn't run. He stepped forward, placing a hand on the dragon's warm scale. We can't beat all of them, Eli said quietly. The dragon's voice rumbled with pride. Maybe not, but we do not fight alone. Eli blinked. What do you mean? The dragon looked toward the stars. The Dragonbound does not summon armies, it said. He awakens them. Eli felt something move inside him, like a heartbeat that wasn't his own, echoing through space. The first answer to the call. Suddenly, the clouds above twisted. Lightning ripped through the sky. A deep roar shook the mountain. Another dragon, a massive golden one, broke through the clouds, wings wide enough to cover a city. Alien ships panicked. Another dragon? Impossible. Where did it come from? These creatures are extinct. The golden dragon landed beside Eli's protector. Its voice echoed like bells made of fire. We felt the signal. It said, the child awakened the bond. The pact lives again. Eli stared in disbelief. Why you came for me? The golden dragon bowed its giant head. For the Dragonbound, always. The first dragon nodded. We stand together once more. But they weren't alone. 2 more dragons broke through the sky, one silver, one red, circling above the mountain. Alien ships scattered, terrified. The commander screamed into his communicator. Fall back. Fall back. We cannot fight dragons. The humans arrive. As dragons gathered, a small transport ship descended from the clouds. Burned, old, barely flying. The humans from the distant outpost had come. The door opened, and a woman stepped out in a cracked spacesuit. Her eyes widened when she saw Eli. Are you the one who sent the signal? She asked, breathless. Eli nodded slowly. I didn't mean to. The woman knelt before him. You awakened something we thought was gone forever. Behind her, more humans walked out, tired, thin, but filled with hope. This is the first time in centuries we've come to another planet without fear, the engineer said softly, because you gave us a reason. Eli felt a lump in his throat. He had never met another human outside Krythin. Now, they were here because of him. The dragon's voice shook the ground. The universe is changing. The bond rises. Humans rise. Dragons rise. Eli looked at the gathering dragons, the humans, the terrified aliens fleeing in the sky. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel alone. He felt powerful. Not because he was strong, but because humans stand together. A new enemy watches. High above, far beyond the alien fleet, a dark ship observed everything. A voice spoke from the shadows. So, the Dragonbound returns. Another voice answered. Then the ancient war shall return as well. The ship turned away, vanishing into darkness. Something far worse than aliens had awakened, and it was coming. The sky above Krythin was no longer red. It was dark, unnaturally dark, as if something huge blocked the sun. Dragons circled the mountain in protective rings. Humans from the outpost gathered near Eli. Alien soldiers hid, shaking behind broken rocks. Everyone looked upward. A massive shadow drifted through the sky. It moved slowly, silently, like a living planet. Its surface was black and smooth, with glowing red lines like veins. The dragons froze. The humans felt their bones grow cold. The aliens fell to their knees in terror. What is that? Eli whispered. The dragon beside him lowered its head. That, it said, is the reason humans and dragons once formed an alliance. The golden dragon growled. An old enemy, a forgotten nightmare. The red dragon hissed. They survived. The ship descended lower, almost touching the upper clouds. A deep vibration rolled across Crithen. Suddenly, symbols carved into mountain for thousands of years began to glow. Golden, bright, alive. Eli stepped toward them, feeling a pull in his chest. What do they mean? He asked. The first dragon replied quietly. They are warnings. The dark ones. The giant ship opened. No doors. No sound. Just a split in its surface that folded like shadows. From inside stepped tall figures. Black armor. No faces. Eyes like burning red stars. The aliens who ruled Crithen. The same ones who fed Eli to the dragon. Crawled backward, begging for forgiveness. No, not them. We served you, they cried. But the dark figures ignored them. They weren't here for aliens. They were here for Eli. The first figure raised a hand and pointed at the boy. A cold voice echoed. The dragonbound must die. The dragons roared in unison. The ground cracked. The sky shook. Eli stepped back, heart pounding. Why me? He asked. The dragon answered without looking away from the enemy. Because a dragonbound can unite us. Humans, dragons, worlds. Your kind once stopped the dark ones. So they will destroy you before you rise. Eli swallowed, his throat tight. But I'm just a kid. The dragon's voice softened. You are more than that now. The first attack. One of the dark figures raised its arm. A beam of black energy shot toward Eli. The dragon moved instantly, shielding him with its wing. The beam tore through stone and air, turning everything it touched into dust. Eli stared, horrified. That would have killed me. The dragon nodded. Yes, and worse. It would have erased your memory from the universe. Eli didn't understand. Why? So your rise never happens, the dragon said. The dark ones erase destiny. More beams fire. Dragons dodge through the sky, fire bursting from their jaws. But the shadows did not burn. The golden dragon roared and slammed into one of them, but the creature barely moved. They are stronger than before, it shouted. The silver dragon swooped down, grabbing Eli with its claws, lifting him away from danger as more beams fired at the mountain. We must protect the child, it roared. The cruel empire breaks. Meanwhile, the alien rulers try to restore control. This planet belongs to us, the High Commander yelled. But the dark figure turned to him. A single gesture, a single flick of the wrist, and the alien commander and his entire council turned to ash. Their empire died in one heartbeat. Humans watched in shock. Dragons looked away. Eli whispered, They killed them, all of them. The dragon replied, They always destroy those who think they rule. Eli's power grows. As the silver dragon carried him higher, Eli felt something burning inside his chest. Not pain, not fear, but awakening. The symbols below shone brighter. Lines of golden light crawled up his arms, pulsed under his skin, then vanished. What is happening to me? He cried. The silver dragon's voice thundered. The bond is choosing its path. Eli felt memories slam into his mind. Humans fighting in sky armor, dragons fly beside starships, battles against shadow armies, a voice shouting, Protect the child. The dragonbound must live. He gasped, gripping the dragon's scales. I remember more. I remember everything. Then use it, the silver dragon said. Eli spread his arms as if trying to balance himself. The golden light inside him exploded outward, forming a wide shield around the dragons. Black beams at it and cracked. For the first time, the dark ones stepped back. They fear you now, the silver dragon said. Eli looked down at the glowing shield. I did that. Yes, the dragon said. But there is more. The dragon's secret. The first dragon landed beside Eli when the silver one brought him back down. It looked at him with ancient eyes. There is Something you must know, it said. Dragons were not only protectors. We were guardians of human memory. Eli frowned. What memory? The dragon pointed its wing toward the mountain symbols. The story of you. The story they tried to erase. The golden dragon stepped forward. The sky over Crithin was a battlefield of light and darkness. On one side, dragons glowing with fire, gold, and ancient strength. On the other, the dark ones, silent shadows with weapons that destroyed memory itself. And in the center of it all stood Eli. Small, bruised, barely breathing. Yet the universe was watching him. Dragons circled protectively. Humans stood behind them with makeshift weapons, ready to defend a boy they barely knew. The dark ones raised their black blades. The leader spoke with a voice colder than deep space. And the dragon bound. And the cycle. The dragons roared back, shaking mountains. The silver dragon shouted, "We stand together." The golden dragon added, "Humanity rises." But Eli didn't move. His eyes were closed. His mind was still inside the vision the mountain revealed. The truth of humanity's fall. He saw the betrayal, the broken alliance, the last battlefield where humans fought beside dragons until the sky burned red. He saw the final promise. One child will rise. One heart will bind dragons again. A trembling breath escaped him. That child was always meant to be me. The first dragon stepped closer. "Yes," it said, "you are the bridge between our worlds. The last hope both species have left." Eli opened his eyes. Something new burned inside them. Not fear, not confusion, but purpose and power. The final attack begins. The dark one struck first. Black beams rained down from the sky, burning air and stone. One hit the ground so close to the humans that the earth turned to glass. "Back! Everyone back!" The human engineer shouted. A warrior dragon dove from the sky, slamming into a dark figure, knocking it into a mountain. The impact shook the valley, but the shadow rose again, unharmed. "They don't break," the red dragon growled. "They don't need bodies to fight," the golden dragon said. "They are ancient energy trapped in armor." Eli's fist clenched. "Then how do we stop them?" The dragons looked at one another. "The dragon bound," they answered in one voice. "Must lead." Eli swallowed hard. "Me? Led dragons? Led humans? Fight those monsters?" His heart pounded. His body shook. But then he saw the terrified children hiding behind rocks. He saw the humans who came across the stars believing in him. He saw the dragons forming a shield around him, even though they could die. He took one deep breath. "I'll do it." The awakening of the dragon-bound. Eli stepped onto a high stone ledge. Dragons landed behind him, forming a line of fire and wings. Humans stood at the base, holding whatever weapons they could. The dark ones raised their black blades again. The first dragon placed its massive claw beside Eli. "Speak," it said. "Command. The bond listens to your heart." Eli's voice cracked at first. "Dragons, humans, we don't run today." The dragons bowed their heads. "We fly with you." Eli shouted louder. "We fight together. We protect each other. We rise together." A pulse of golden light burst from his chest. The ground shook. The sky rippled. Dragons roared as the bond awakened inside them. The dark one stepped back, startled. "What is this?" one hissed. The leader spoke. "The pact returns. Stop him now." They charged. The battle that shakes the stars. Dragons launched into the air like blazing meteors. The golden dragon slammed its wings forward, releasing a shockwave that tore through 5 dark figures. The silver dragon spun to the sky, fire spiraling behind it like a burning storm. The red dragon grabbed the dark one, flew high, and dropped it onto a mountain. The explosion echoed for miles. Humans fired old blasters and energy rifles. Their shots barely scratched the enemy, but their courage shook Eli's heart. "They're fighting for me," he whispered. Eli raised his hands. Golden fire spiraled around his fingers. A beam of pure light shot forward, hitting a dark warrior square in the chest. The armor cracked. The dragons gasped. "He damaged one," the silver dragon roared. He is becoming the Dragonbound for real. But the leader of the Dark Ones only grew stronger. You cannot kill shadows, it said, lifting its giant black sword. Our purpose is eternal. It aimed the sword at Eli. This ends now. The blade shot forward like a spear of darkness. Eli froze. He couldn't move fast enough. But the first dragon moved. Its massive body swung in front of Eli. The blade hit its chest. The dragon roared in agony and collapsed. No! Eli screamed, running to its side. The dragon struggled to speak. Do not stop. You are the light we waited for. Eli's tears hit the dragon's glowing scales. Something warm, burning, exploded in his heart. No, Eli whispered. I won't let you die. I won't let any of you die. He placed both hands on the dragon. Golden white light burst outward, blinding everyone. The wound healed, not slowly. Instantly, the dragon rose, stronger than before. The golden dragon gasped. He healed the dragon? That power is impossible. The Dark One leader stepped back for the first time. The child is too dangerous. The end of the Dark Ones. Eli stood, golden light swirling around him, shaping itself into wings of pure fire. He was no longer just a boy. He was the last Dragonbound. He lifted his arms. Dragons formed a circle around him, channeling their power. Humans raised their weapons, shouting. Eli whispered. Together, he unleashed the final blast. A wave of golden fire swept across Crithin, burning through shadow armor, tearing darkness apart, and sending the Dark Ones screaming back into the void. One by one, they vanished. Only the leader remained, melting into the air like smoke. This is not the end, Dragonbound. It hissed. Eli glared at it. No, but it's the beginning. The last shadow vanished. A new era. Silence fell. Then cheers. Humans cried and hugged each other. Dragons roared and lit the sky with fire. The mountain glowed with golden symbols. The first dragon bowed to Eli. You brought us hope, it said. You brought us back. The golden dragon spoke. From today, you are not prey. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. The dragons raised their wings in one united gesture. You are legend. Eli stared at the horizon, firelight reflecting in his eyes. Not just a child. Not just a survivor. A bridge between worlds. A hero born from sacrifice. A symbol the universe could no longer ignore. Eli whispered, this is only the beginning. And far beyond Crithin, in deep space, something heard him. Something ancient. Something waiting. The universe had found its Dragonbound, and legends had only just begun. Dragonfire Milky Way.